right. Hello, Knights. And I am not quite sure. There we go. How we get rid of that. Good afternoon for our brief lunch and learn session. Just wanted to share some things with parents and answer some questions. We were on this morning with a link that we sent, that was not on Facebook, that was an unlisted link, so that we could wake up and do the pledge. And we are going to do that throughout our stint with virtual learning. So I know there were a lot of parent questions, so I wanted to make sure we come and answer them. And actually, I probably need to kind of edit this so that it is clear that we will be virtual returning on September 13th for now. And again, that's provided that our cases don't continue to increase. And I know there has been a lot of concern, and part of it is because we have had so many positives and had to quarantine so many kids that it just made sense to kind of go virtual and let things calm down. Now, I know a lot of people were critical because we had not deployed devices. And as I explained in one of my messages, and actually, if you're tuning in as one of our parents on Facebook and are so upset because you didn't know, and that's because you might not be getting our weekly messages. So we want to make sure that we do have the right phone number, address, contact information. So please know, if you have updated information, you can always call with that information. I'm gonna give you you know what, another resource, because as we talk, or as I talk, I'm also going to type, and let's hope I don't misspell it. But I am going to put my email address up here too, so that if you need to send me an email directly, it's kwalker@iss.k12.nc.us. All right. And again, hello to our parents out there. Thank you for joining us this afternoon for lunch. So I just wanted to make sure I come on so people were clear, because we've gotten a lot of questions, and I figure, well, let me try to answer some of these questions, and we might have more questions. I invite you to leave them in the comments. And if I don't have an answer here and now, I will get you an answer. I am throwing my email address up there, because if there is something that is personal and specific to your child, we don't need to be blasting that on Facebook. Don't need to be blasting all of our business on Facebook. But I just wanted to make sure parents understood some of the expectations, and also with us having to go virtual, we had a sense that we would be able to have to go virtual because of the numbers. And I know I had announced that to kids on Tuesday. So that did create a little confusion, because here I am saying, let's go virtual. And I wanted to go virtual just to keep people safe. But also, I realized we had not deployed computers. One of the reasons we did not deploy computers, and I apologize because I gave my email and now I'm getting messages before I can finish the stream. Okay, we didn't go virtual is because I asked my teachers for the first 10 days to welcome your kids back. Find out who's sitting in the seats, build those relationships, get to know them. And even though we had teachers who were diving into content, we still have 170 days to deal with content, and we will get through the content. But to me, none of that is going to matter unless we know who your child is, how they learn, and how we can best support them. So that was really our focus for the first week. So if your kid came home and said, oh, we did an activity and I had to take a straw and take a Skittle and run it across the room, again, we were doing those activities to team build, to relationship build, and again, doing them with keeping distance and being as safe as we can. I know coming back, our district had a mask optional, but we did have to go to a mask mandate because of our numbers, and now we are quarantined or virtual for right now it's through to September 10th, coming back on September 13th. So I wanted to make sure that was clear too, that we are virtual, but we are scheduled to come back on the 13th. We're hoping that date holds, depending on how things go, how the numbers look for Iredell County. It is possible that we would have to do virtual a little longer. And I can tell you from going around chatting with some of the teachers, they're not crazy about virtual either. So we love having your kids here in the building, being able to teach them to be that impact so that they could be the change that we need to see in the world. So virtual, we know it's not ideal, but we want to try to make it work and work equitably and work for everybody. And right now I know that's going to be hard. Yesterday, with the times that we had set in the morning and afternoon with our teachers, with support from the district, digital learning, and our awesome media coordinator, Miss Roberts. And I don't have my sound effects with me today, but if I did, you'd have to cheer her. And you can go ahead and put your hand claps in the chat and comments for Miss Roberts, who did an amazing job getting out devices for our population of over 400. Yesterday, we distributed 300 plus devices, and we are distributing devices this morning as well, up until 3:00 today. So if you have not picked up your device, or if you need to pick up a packet of work, because that's the other thing. We did give out packets of work because we wanted to make sure that students had something to work on. My sixth graders, and I know some of you are struggling, it's the struggle bus, getting logged on, remembering your password, but we want to make sure that that you had something to work on. So we had packets for sixth grade, packets for seventh grade and eighth grade. And I know ideally packets aren't ideal. They don't replace a teacher. I hope if we haven't learned anything from the past 2 years, it's just how valuable and how important our teachers are. So you can give them a hand clap or a high five in the description, because they have, in the comments, they have kind of bent over backwards to make things work. Now, again, because their focus had been building relationships, getting to know your kids, and having activities to do in these first 10 days, we were not seriously expecting to have to go virtual this fast, this soon. So for today and tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, I am marking everyone as present. So we are marking you as here. And I see all the questions, and I'm going to get to them in just a second, because again, I know it's your lunchtime and you got things to do too. But for Thursday and Friday, we are marking students as present because we know we did have some packets of work for them to work on. We knew we were still getting out computers. I have about 40 students who are either new to our school system, or for our sixth graders that we just don't have devices for. And we are waiting to get those devices from the district. And I'm hoping to have them. And Ms. Rob, I'm sorry. The radio goes, it's never stopped, but we'll turn that down while we broadcast. We're hoping to get those devices out and in your hands as soon as possible. And no, we will not penalize you for not having the device for the ones that we don't have. Most people were able to pick up yesterday. We still have probably about 60 or 70 devices here. You can come by here today till about 3:00, and we can get those devices out to you. When you drive up, there's a number you can text. Let us know your student name and their grade level, and we will deliver it out to you. Or if you just need your devices, we can get those out to you as well. And again, thank you, Ms. Bosley, to the East Middle staff. We're so happy that he's enjoying it here. And like I said, Ms. Goldrick was just saying how much she loves to have our babies here. And like I said, this morning, talking to some of the teachers, there was not one teacher I talked to who who does not want students here, so that we can teach them and connect with them here in person. And that's what we all want. So for today and tomorrow, if your student has that packet, they have something to work on. Right now, my teachers are building up their library so that they have assignments and things in their Canvas profiles. As I've mentioned before, we have a lot of new staff here at East Middle this year. So we do have a lot of folks who are yet to be put into the statewide system to get onto Canvas. And teachers are reaching out to their students either via email, and their student email is their lunch number at student.iss.k12.nc.us. And again, very kind of similar to mine, but just slightly different. Let's make a banner. It'll be their lunch number, because some students forget it, at student.iss.k12.nc.us. So you will see something like that. And again, most of the students should know their lunch number. If they do not know their lunch number, when they were here, at least Monday and Tuesday, they got to log on to take a diagnostic test, whether they were doing iReady or whether they were doing the baseline, using that number, that same number that they logged on to their rapid identity. It's the same one that they needed. By Thursday, and thank you so much for clapping and shouting out not only Ms. Roberts for getting that computer deployment done, but oh my goodness, the help of the folks on the district level, Kyle from our technician, as well as I saw Mrs. Van Vliet here helping us out, and even our wheel teachers who were our amazing runners who helped. So it takes a village. And yesterday we had to ask our teachers to kind of hold on to kids, so they didn't even get their planning break, because we needed to just, again, get those computers, over 300 deployed, and the wheel teachers ran and did that. So as far as packet pickup, Mr. Drago, you can come by, and again, we're trying to do it in a drive-by style to keep everybody safe. So just let us know what grade level, and you can pick up work. And if you are having login problems, and that's one of the things I wanted to mention, if you are a sixth grader or a new student and you are having login problems, I actually was looking at the paper to figure out, oh, how can we get this solved, this problem solved? One of the things you can do with your user ID is your lunch number and your password. If you're having trouble with your password, what you can use is your birthday, and how you have to write it is pretty much, let's write it out. I'll take my birthday, for instance. Whatever your month is, it's the first three, and this is really bad because I'm going to use my real age so everybody will know just how old I am. Oh wait, maybe I won't use my real age. Let's do this year. So you're going to take your month, and it's going to be the first 3 months, first 3 letters, your day, 2 digits. So if your birthday is today, in fact, that's what we'll use. We'll use today, and it's going to look like this. So in other words, let's show this. Your password is going to be month, 3-letter month. So May is easy, MAY. The day, 02, and then the year, 2021. See, I was going to use my real birthday, and then, well, no, that would be a math problem, and you'd have to count on hands and toes to figure out how old I am, and I got the gray hairs to prove it. All right, so let's answer some more questions, because I want to. And in addition to answering questions, all praise for the teachers, because like I said, they have had to. Okay, so your daughter was there and didn't get a packet, and some of the work that was in the packets, the students actually got work in class. So I would check book bags. Middle school book bags, it's a scary place, even after the first week or so of school, because I know some of the teachers actually did give out assignments as they saw kids, so they might already have work. And if you need work, if they have their device and are able to get in, they might be able to get into Canvas and see some of those assignments. But as I said before, teachers are building those today and adding things. Now, again, I know everything in the packets may not be available in Canvas. I think the majority of teachers are trying to get them in. I invited teachers to be a part of today, but I just sent out the link, so some of them are grabbing lunch. 1 page a day, it's lunchtime, and she is telling me she is done with all her work for the day. And again, depending on the level or how fast they work, I ask the teachers not to give too much work. I think we had a lot of work. I know 8th grades work several pages. I know 7th grade might have been 1 page per subject. I didn't want kids to be so overwhelmed that they did nothing. So if she's gotten everything done, that's working awful fast. She might need to check her links in Canvas to see if teachers have put anything out there yet. So for today and tomorrow, please don't stress yourselves, because I know for parents, some of the virtual work was more stressful for you than the kids, or stress the kids. We wanted to make sure we got devices in as many hands as we could, that we had at least something paper for them to work on. If they have, because we had to quarantine so many, there are a lot of kids who have not even completed their iReady diagnostic. So I'm going to ask teachers to actually look at some of that data. And if we have kids who have rushed through, we are going to reset it. And if they rush through, we know because there's a red flag. So there are some students, and I know I looked at some of the stats too, and I got about 5 8th graders that I am resetting. We will let you know if you need to redo that iReady. So iReady diagnostic is something that's pretty simple to do, but you do need to take your time. If you're just clicking to get through it, to get finished, to get done, yes, it's going to show that you're an 8th grader with a 2nd grade math level or reading level. We do need you to read the passages, take your time, try to answer the questions. And if that truly is your level, then that's where we need to meet you at. But we can't tell if that's truly your level, and you're just rushing. So now you're going to wind up in an accelerated reading class that you don't need to be, because you didn't take this diagnostic seriously. So the diagnostic is something that you can work on. All right. If you did not get a packet and your student is not able to log in and needs something to work on for today and tomorrow, yes, you can come by the school and get a packet. Shout out to everyone helping with these computers. That is seriously, there's no joke to that. The struggle is real, and again, the talented staff at East Middle has lived up to the struggle. So we thank all of them for getting that done. Let's see. We tried the user and password for my son's email. Just how you're suggesting, and it didn't work. How do they get to Gmail to log on to the mail? So, and again, I think that log on information I was giving was to get into, and I'm going to try to share my screen and see if this will work. I will. Let me log out of Rapid Identity and see if I can share my screen. And no, it's, I will go from the beginning. We're going to share screen to make sure that we're logging on the right way. One telling me she's done for the day. And again, if 1 page a day is what she can handle, that's we're trying not to cause anybody any more stress than we need to, because like I said, this situation is already stressful, having to deal with, again, virtual learning. And our hope, again, is that it's only for a short period of time. It's not going to be for months on end, maybe for a week, 2 weeks tops is what we're hoping. But again, let's be realistic and realize with the holiday weekend coming up, even though we've asked folks to quarantine, a lot of our quarantines were supposed to come back either today or next week. Iredell has like the county fair going on. It's Labor Day weekend. If people gather, if we continue, that we might still see a lot of spread. Is the Canvas inbox connected to the student email, or is that separate? And Canvas, to log on to Canvas, let's see if we can model some of this for you. So I'm going to share my screen and see if I can walk through it. Miss Roberts did an excellent job walking through some of this morning with the kids, but let's see if I share this window. Okay, so I'm sharing this window. So what we're going to do is here, let's go here so that we can kind of show you what you need to do to log on. This is the East Iredell Middle page. And for the East Iredell Middle page, we are going to, all right, so if you go down, once you load the page up, and let's get, this is Ira, by the way, this little thing here. If you need to ask a specific question, it'll come right to administration, and hopefully we can get you an answer. Although if you do need to ask a specific question, if you want to send me an email, by all means, send me an email. But as you are in, let's take that down so we got more space. As you are in our web page, and again, if you need directions to get to the web page, it's eastmiddle.issnc.org. Okay, if you need to get to the web page. All right, you will see again some of our important announcements. I do want to bring your attention to this one here that the cursor's over. That's the insurance. I've talked about it in the weekly announcements, but the tech fee is something separate. This is a separate insurance company. You don't send that money to us. They have the link in that description that you can get insurance for the MacBook that covers any problems. On this line where we have a lot of our different forms and different resources, if you have not applied for free reduced lunch, by all means, check out that resource. But what we are concerned here is with the PowerSchool Canvas student login. So that's here. So if you are clicking here to this log on, and unfortunately, I've already logged on today, so you're not getting, let me log out and see if we can do it from the beginning. Okay, I've logged out. So let's click on it again. So now when you click on it, NC Cloud. Now I know for our kiddos with their computers, again, if you're going to Chrome, and I'll show you in a minute for any software that you don't have installed where you can go to install it. But when they log on, this is where they put in their lunch number. And again, that is important that they have their lunch number. Once they put in their lunch number, this is the password I was talking about for our new students and our 6th grade students. If they didn't have their password where they can put in their birth date, it is at this point. But I have a password, so I'm going to put it in there. And again, when they get to this screen, they're going to see a lot of the different things that they need. And again, I have a lot more than they will see, but they will see things like Canvas. They will see things like Clever, this one right here. I have it hearted, a Canvas, Clever, and even PowerSchool. So now this Canvas is where they're going to see the work that they might have assigned by their teachers. And I will say, not every teacher has theirs set up right now. So that's why they might not see everything for every class. Let's see. And again, my access is going to look a little different. So it might be hard for folks or kids to see exactly from my work. And again, it's going by, I wish I could filter by term. Let's see if it will for me. Because it's got some of the oldest stuff in there. Let's see if I can go to my last date to bring up some of the newer classes. And it seems it will not. Okay. What we will do is post for you what Miss Roberts actually shared this morning with students to show them how to look at their classes. Because I'm afraid some of the classes you'll see for me will look a little different than they will for you. Because for us, we have a class, for the staff that kind of shows them. For our staff, it shows us meetings, but your teachers will have icons too to kind of show you and guide you as to where you need to go to get your work. And I'm also going to show you another place where you can see. I'm going to go back to this rapid identity. We'll show you a place on the district website where we have some resources. This other one, this C, is another important one, because if you click on this, and again, because of my access, it might look a little different if I log on as a teacher. Hopefully we'll be able to see what you need to log on to when you log on to Clever, so that you can access your iReady. So you should have an icon that says iReady. It's this little box here, and it'll say iReady, and you can log on to it. I'm going to not log on to it because I think if I log on to it, I don't want it to show student data. So we won't log into iReady, but we wanted to show you that access. The same is true of PowerSchool. When you see that P, that's PowerSchool, you can log on to it to kind of see your classes, see your grades. Again, because it'll show up other people's data. I cannot log on to it here from here. If we go back, just want to show you that we have a lot of resources on this line. If you have a MacBook issue, but again, that's like a help desk issue. That's where you were reported. If you want to make a tech fee payment, you can do it online here. You can also, I think, make lunch payments and other payments. So those are some of the things that you can do from our webpage. Also at the top here where it says students and parents, if you click on students and parents, resources that the district provides. Again, you can also get to PowerSchool, Canvas, all that good stuff. There's also a portal for parents. So parents, if you need to access PowerSchool, you can do it as well. And maybe in tomorrow's lunch, we'll go over more about how parents can access to see grades and different things. Let's see. I want to answer a few more questions. Oh, I see that one of our counselors is on. Ms. Stone, did you want to come on and share anything with our parents? Because I can always add you to the stream. Hello, I think you might have to unmute your mic if you were muted. Oh, I'm showing you as muted. How can I unmute you? Can't unmute your guests because they chose to mute themselves. All right. While Ms. Stone takes a look at her mic, we're going to answer a few more questions. Now, let's see. What do we do? What do we do if the Zoom app won't install correctly? We were using the proper way to install it, but kept getting an error. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again because I do want to show you something about Zoom that Miss Roberts actually went through and showed students. I think I need to share my screen in a different way. I think I need to share my whole computer screen. So let me share. Oh, I get to share my entire screen. Let's do that. Okay, so when I share my entire screen, you get that ghost effect where I'm like, oh, a million. So I'm sharing my entire screen because I want to. Don't save. Okay, I want to show you the Launchpad. Now, the Launchpad should be down here in your dock. I don't have it in my dock because I took it out of my dock. That's crazy me because this is how I get to my Launchpad. But your Launchpad is all your different apps, all the different things you have access to on your computer. I might have a little more than students, but this is the one I want to bring your attention to. It's our Mosel Manager. It's this white one with the blue. It's this one right here, because I'm going to click on that one. You might not have it in your dock, but if we click on it, hold on, I'm going to make myself small so I won't be able to see your comments for a minute. All right, if you click on this, and I know it's going to look different for students, but they still have this self-service area. In this self-service area, if they click on My Apps, here are all the apps that they have access to. Now, again, they might not need all to install all of these, and you see a lot of mine say install. They probably have already installed NC Test because we've been doing baselines, but these are all the apps that they can install. Down here at the bottom is the Zoom app. Mine says reinstall because I've already installed it, but if it says install, you click on it, and actually it's going to go ahead and reinstall Zoom for me. Now, I know I did have a parent say that they were having trouble installing Zoom, and I just want to make sure you installed it from this app and not from just the Zoom page on the web page, because if that's the case, then you won't be able to work it. Let's see. I'm probably getting a message from Ms. Stone because I think she has information to share, but for some reason hers is on mute. Okay. I left a message from Ms. I know she's busy. Okay. So, and again, that's why that Zoom link might not work on a student computer unless you use the way I just showed you. So you'll have to use that that particular icon. And Ms. Stone, if you want to come in here in my office, I can maybe give you the camera for a bit if there's something that you need to share, because I see how you're trying to share. How can I find out my child's email password? He can't recall what it is. So your child's email password and every child's email password. Oh, his password. Okay. The email address is actually his lunchid@student. But for his email password, okay. Now, again, I was told the birthday would work, but if that is not working, if they don't remember their password from last year or as a sixth grader, it needs to be reset, then that's something else we'd have to work on. Let's see. Okay. It didn't work what she showed us this morning. Okay. You know what? We might have to take that issue offline. Here's my email address and maybe email, and we can set up like a one-on-one Zoom and walk you through to solve that problem. So that might be what we have to do if if to get it to work if it doesn't work. But you know what? Breathe and de-stress, because you know what? We got a holiday weekend. We don't need to have stress over these devices. But the birthday didn't work for the email password, and the birthday I think works to get into their rapid identity. So we'll get information on how to get that reset for the email password. Unfortunately, I think you might have to be on the district Wi-Fi, so it might mean either coming here through the uh, parking lot to get us reset. But perhaps if you need to email me, and I can probably put you in touch with the tech gurus. I am just a tech wannabe, so again, I don't want to give out any more bad information. I had that birthday information, and that was mainly for our new students, I believe, or sixth grade students who hadn't had the devices to log into Rapid Identity. All right. Let me see if I can answer another question. If you do, you can come by and we will have the packets that we do have if you want to drive through. It's after 12:30, but I also wanted to let folks know that while we are in virtual learning mode, we do want folks to know that we will be providing lunch between 11:30 and 12:30 if you need to drive through and pick up lunch. Right now, we're doing it up front, which it will be easier because we don't have, like, after we get all the computers in hand, then, you know, mainly you'll be able to drive up pretty quick and easily to get lunch from 11:30 to 12:30 daily while we're in quarantine. So what does that mean? Today, tomorrow, and next Tuesday, we will not be here on Monday. Monday is Labor Day. Do not put your child on the computer to attend meetings or Zooms or even do homework. So yeah, let's make sure we are observing that holiday. Now, the other question I have been asked is, well, are they going to get marked absent? I couldn't get to the Zoom. Blah, blah. Again, for today and tomorrow, again, we are marking everybody as here because we know we are working to get work to you, to get computers, to get people set up, to answer questions like we're trying to do now. So please do not stress about the attendance for today and tomorrow. The thing that is most important is that folks are taking care of themselves health-wise, because we did have some folks who were sick and had symptoms, and I know we had to quarantine a lot of people. So first and foremost, and I need to say that before anything, make sure you are taking care of yourselves and your families, because that is important. You know, that trumps computers and homework and even this silly question and answer. Not that your questions are silly, but me having to try to answer them probably is silly. We'll survive. On Tuesday, and again, we're probably going to have to do these kind of lunchtime Q&As just for the parents. On Tuesday, one of the big questions we were asked was about the schedule. And rather than do one of the schedules like we did last year when we were kind of virtual hybrid, we really wanted students to try to follow their schedule as it is written. The only exception being nighttime. Right now, kids are in night times. It's probably not the nighttime they're going to stay in, because we want to see how they do on their diagnostics. We want to put them on night times based on data. So for the nighttime period, yeah, that's usually starting at about 10:43. That's a break. Don't even be on the device. And do I want to see kids on devices from 8 in the morning till 3? No way. But what we are asking is, like, maybe for the first 10 minutes at the start of each class, that they can kind of check in. We're going to ask teachers to kind of either Zoom in or check in for just the first 10 minutes. If not, just to say hi, take attendance, kind of take a temperature check to make sure that kids are being able to log in or being able to find any assignments that we are going to have to put out there. So again, if your homeroom in the morning, I am going to come live at 8:10 and try to keep it to 10 minutes just so that we can all kind of stand up, wake up, do the pledge together and any key announcements. And then after I'm done, I would just ask that you check in with your homeroom teacher.
Miss Totoro, you're the bomb.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Lambert. Letting everybody know Miss Totoro is the bomb. So all kinds of great things. So that's where we check. I'm confused. It would be with definitely with your first block teacher. And again, I'm asking teachers not to be on Zoom the whole class period, but just for maybe the first 10, 15 minutes so that they can answer questions. And again, following your schedule. I know a lot of the teachers have reached out to email you to, again, let you know a link for either a Google Meet or a Zoom. But I know folks were having trouble with Zoom because it wasn't automatically downloaded onto your computer. So I was just asking, our school day starts at 8:10. So that's why I was planning to start our day as we do here, just doing the Pledge of Allegiance and letting folks know. But will the teachers give you codes to get into Zoom? Yes, if they're scheduling a Zoom, and it probably will require a code just to make sure we're not getting anything inappropriate in those Zooms.
Correction, that was Mr. Porter.
Okay. And again, announcements are always going on. And again, just trying to get some questions answered. Can they be more than 14? Okay. And yes, oh, I'm sorry. Let me put that question. Can they be more than 15 minutes? Again, the idea is not to have your child sitting in front of the screen the whole time. That's why we wanted to say like 15, 20 minutes so that they can get questions answered or to give a key chunk of the instruction or to answer any questions students might have. A few of the teachers have some videos for specific lessons that kids can refer to. But I know watching a video, you might also want to go back and say, hey, I have a question about this. This didn't make sense to me. And just to make those personal connections. Because again, after spending a week getting to know your kids, we want to make sure that we do keep in touch. But again, we realize the value of being able to get out, get up, and get moving. So we didn't want to make it seem like we were requiring kids to sit in front of a computer for 3-4 hours at a time. We want to make sure we include those bathroom breaks and stretch breaks. Speaking of which, I've been chatting at you for about 43 minutes. Again, wanted to share, I think most of you have the school's phone number. If you have to call to the school with a specific question, you can, or just send an email and I will try to direct you to who can answer your question. You're always welcome to leave questions in the comments. I'm also posting this to my YouTube page so that if you leave a comment on YouTube, tomorrow when we come to you for a little lunch break, a parent lunch and learn, we can have answers to some more of the questions and probably some of the experts who can probably answer your questions as well. We thank you so much. And again, as always, just stay safe. That to me is more important than getting a packet of work, than getting a computer, is your health and your safety and your child's health and safety. So by all means, be safe. We will be here to answer the questions as best we can. So we will show you our grace. We ask for your grace. We thank you. And we'll see you tomorrow at lunchtime, okay? Have a good day to all of our night parents. Remember to show your pride and honor and ignite that victory here today.